From Barbie to Oppenheimer to M3gan and everything in between, see the best movies of 2023.
1. Barbie.
Want to know how to think out of the pink box?
Take the seemingly perfect doll, Margot Robbie, and wake her up to the harsh gender-imbalanced realities beyond the utopian Barbie land.
But director Greta Gerwig's smart modern comedy truly resonated with kids of all ages because its impactful messaging came wrapped in delightful candy-colored entertainment.
Plus, Ryan Gosling proved he can do it all.
2. Maestro.
In his sophomore directing effort, Bradley Cooper takes on iconic West Side Story composer and conductor Leonard Bernstein.
Yet this is no ordinary womb-to-tomb biopic.
Using artful construction and a towering score from the musical genius himself,
Cooper focuses on Bernstein's troubled decades-long romance with the beguiling Felicia Montealegre, Carey Mulligan.
3. American Fiction.
For this blistering satire, which won the top prize at the Toronto International Film Festival, a frustrated academic and author,
and never better Jeffrey Wright,
decides to single-handedly rail against an industry that tends to celebrate black storytelling with traumatic and poverty narratives.
Amid the outrageously funny moments, it shines as a relatable and poignant family melodrama.
Bravo!
4. Air.
A historical footnote in which a Nike marketing whiz, Matt Damon, attempts to sign Michael Jordan to a shoe contract in 1984 has inspired a totally terrific movie.
In fact,
considering that Air Jordans now epitomize corporate American culture, it's a minor miracle director Ben Affleck,
who also plays Nike CEO Phil Knight, delivered such a shaggy underdog story about gumption, optimism and faith.
5. Oppenheimer.
There's a reason audiences were blown away, sorry,
by Christopher Nolan's epic.
Despite a heady subject matter, the creation of the atomic bomb, and challenging non-linear 3-hour-long narrative,
it's a fascinating and technically excellent look at one of the most important chapters in 20th century history.
A first-rate ensemble that included Cillian Murphy, Robert Downey Jr., Matt Damon, and Emily Blunt helped too.
6. Anatomy of a Fall.
Confirmed. The Palme d'Or winner from the Cannes Film Festival is no esoteric sleep aid.
On the contrary, this thriller in which a German novelist, Sandra Huller, stands trial for the murder of her possibly depressed husband crackles with twisty intensity.
Featuring a blind boy that maybe can't be trusted, a hero of a dog and an ending that begs for deep analytical discussion.
7. The Holdovers.
Cheers to a sensitive 1970s set tale about damaged souls who push each other through disappointment.
Paul Giamatti is an ultra-curmudgeonly teacher at an all-boys boarding school tasked with watching a student, Dominic Sessa, over Christmas break.
Along with the school's grieving cafeteria manager, Divine Joy Randolph,
the trio forge a bond during the most wonderful albeit loneliest time of the year.
And they do it without resorting to easy sentimentality.
8. Past Lives.
This tender romance and Sundance gem spans 24 years and 2 continents.
Nora, Greta Lee, and Haesung Taeyu are childhood friends in South Korea who reconnect as adults.
But because life is messy, Nora is now married and knows that despite the pair's palpable chemistry, she just can't chuck her reality to fulfill her fantasy.
Right?
This realization only makes the pair's wide-ranging conversations more poignant and bittersweet.
9. Poor Things.
Barbie channels Frankenstein in this buzzy and beyond unhinged stunner.
Emma Stone delivers a career-redefining performance as Bella Baxter, an unhappy wife brought back to life with a new brain in 19th century Europe.
She proceeds to embark on a journey of sexual discovery and liberation.
Be forewarned that the latest from director Yorgos Lanthimos, The Favorite,
is odd to the extreme with a perverse sense of humor.
It's also stuffed with joy.
10. May-December.
A beyond unconventional love story is the basis for a riveting character study with off-kilter comedic energy to spare.
Gracie, Julianne Moore, and her much younger husband, Riverdale's Charles Melton, are still trying to shake the stigma of their illicit 90s-era liaison.
Then a TV actress, Natalie Portman, swoops into town to shadow Gracie for an indie film.
The film plays like both a twisted thriller and a nefarious satire on celebrity.
11. Fair Play.
Here's your basic 90s-era thriller, complete with bloody period sex, forbidden workplace romance, male jealousy, uncomfortable misogyny, alcoholism, erectile dysfunction, corporate gameplay, finance mumbo-jumbo, a pushy New York mother and totally bonkers last scene.
So, how are you not streaming it right now?
12. Are you there, God?
It's me, Margaret.
The well-worn Judy Blume novel that got us all through middle school also got through the adaptation process with flying colors.
Just like the original bittersweet coming-of-age source material,
the recently uprooted 6th grader, Abby Ryder Fortson, tries to find her place in the world.
Though set in 1970, Every moment still rings painfully yet hilariously true.
You must
seek it out.
13. The Burial.
The solid fact-based courtroom drama isn't nearly as grim as the title implies.
After a funeral home owner, Tommy Lee Jones, finds himself mired in a bad business deal, he enlists the help of flashy lawyer, Jamie Foxx.
Despite their unlikely partnership, the two figure a way to make it work while exposing corporate corruption and racial injustice.
Those issues aside, the movie surprisingly excels as a rousing crowd-pleaser.
14. Killers of the Flower Moon.
No doubt there's lots to admire about Martin Scorsese's sprawling epic, which examines the tragic true story behind a series of murders in Oklahoma's Osage Nation in the 1920s.
Start with sturdy performances from Leonardo DiCaprio, Robert De Niro, always so intimidating as the bad guy, and standout Lily Gladstone.
Even at 206 minutes, the story moves briskly, certainly faster than last year's interminable Avatar sequel.
So where was that gut punch moment?
15. Dream Scenario.
Wake Up and Listen Up, an indie focusing on a mild-mannered biology professor is a wildly imaginative comedy and thought-provoking social satire.
Nicolas Cage's Paul Matthews is the definition of average, until he starts popping up in people's dreams.
Even when the narrative takes a more sinister turn, the knowing laughs never stop.
And in a career spanning more than 40 years,
Cage gives one of most endearing performances to date.
16. You Hurt My Feelings.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus plays a neurotic New York City writer as if there are any other kind.
And devoted wife and mother.
All is sufficiently fine in her little world until she overhears her therapist husband, Tobias Menzies, criticizing the quality of her unsold new novel.
This breezy effort from writer-director Nicole Holofcener, Enough Said, astutely examines what and how we choose to fib to protect the people we love.
And for all its laughs, not once does the movie resort to wacky sitcom-like hijinks.
17. NYAD.
This legit feel-gooder centers on the remarkable real-life feat of athlete and journalist Diana Nyad, Annette Bening.
After turning 60, she decides to free swim the 110 miles from Cuba to Key West.
No faux Disney princess, Nyad can be controlling and arrogant, especially to her best friend and coach, Jodie Foster.
But these qualities work in her favor as she sets out on her historic swim.
Inspirational rah-rah fair aside, two bona fide movie stars show how an adult friendship can go the distance.
18. Priscilla.
If Elvis presented the king of rock and roll as a razzle-dazzle music icon struggling with his demons,
this drama plays like the other side of the record.
The softer side.
And a necessary one.
Using delicate touch, writer and director Sofia Coppola shows how a teen Priscilla, Kelly Spaney, was wooed by significantly older rock star Elvis Presley.
Beyond the pretty dresses and nail polish, there's a transfixing and tart portrait of marital loneliness.
19. Dumb Money.
Because of the dual strikes, this wickedly entertaining comedy was undervalued at the box office.
Maybe it's fitting?
Nonetheless, buy into the hard-to-believe true story of the Boston finance misfit, Paul Dano, who took on the man by sinking $50,000 into GameStop stock.
The cast, which also includes Seth Rogen, Sebastian Stan, America Ferrera, and Pete Davidson, are all winners.
20. M3gan.
Hey, it's the anti-Barbie doll.
But this weird little demon still delivered both laughs and thrills.
Bring on the sequel.